What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Back on October the 17th, I brought you this video that you see on your screen. And it was covering the death of 17-year-old Lennon Lacey out in North Carolina. It appears to be a modern-day lynching. All the signs say it was a damn lynching. Alright? But you will recall, and I encourage you to go back and watch that video. It's titled Police. There was some other stuff I was covering in it. So the video was titled Police Murder in Milwaukee and a Lynching in North Carolina. And both of those were two stories that I was covering about. My motivation for bringing them was because I was saying to you in that video that there are other cases that are flying under the radar while everybody is focused on Michael Brown, and that was the main one, and Eric Garner and all of it, that there are so many other brothers and sisters that are being victimized and murdered all across this goddamn white devil ass nation, and I didn't want his story to go untold. That was my whole motivation for doing that video. And at the time, it was a non-story, like nobody was really covering it. You know what I mean? I happened to I just happened to see it on Madame Noir because I had finished doing either my first or either my update on the Raven Simone thing when she was proclaiming that she wasn't a damn African. And I just happened to see the story. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I got to tell this story because I don't want his name and face to get lost in the fray and be forgotten. That was my whole motivation behind that. Alright? So now, there's updates on this now that I have for you. Okay? I'm going to be bringing you now in this piece, I'm going to be bringing you a short article because now the FBI has gotten involved. Excuse me. And also I have a video where we can learn a little bit more about the case and hear from some members of his family. So I want to get into this article first, though. Again, it says, after North Carolina teen hanging ruled a suicide, FBI opens inquiry. Reporting from Greensboro, North Carolina. More than 3 months after local authorities ruled that a black teenager had committed suicide after he was found hanging from a swing set in a small North Carolina town, the FBI has opened an investigation into the death. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Raleigh said Friday the FBI and Justice Department review of the local investigation in Bladenboro were prompted by requests from the teenager's family and the North Carolina chapter of the NAACP. And y'all know I'm going to talk smack about the damn NAACP because, as I say, you can't access the NAACP for any damn thing. It has to be some big major case. Alright? And in the very first story that I brought you on this back in October, they were nowhere to be found. See? They wait till the shit becomes something they're going to get cameras and attention, and here they fat church going asses come with that Christian bullshit. But alas, there it is, the NAACP, the North Carolina chapter of the NAACP. Quote, there are too many questions and contradictions about the facts, quick conclusions, and how the death scene was not protected to leave this case unprobed and unevaluated, said Dr. William J. Barber II, the NAACP chapter president. Lennon Lacey, which we know he's a fat-ass Christian pastor. You see what I'm saying? We got to stop having these sick-minded people being proclaimed as leaders of our community. You see what I'm saying? Anybody that's under that white man's religion is still in love with their slave master and cannot be counted on to lead us in any direction. I'm firm on that. And my proof is this is 2014. They've been doing this shit since goddamn the 1960s and before that. And we're still nowhere. And it's still the same damn people that lead us. And we're nowhere. We're over it. We're over it. That's my case. Now, Lennon Lacey, a 17-year-old, he's a 207-pound high school football player, was found suspended from the swing set in the trailer park, in a trailer park on August the 29th. Now, you'll know that that's 20 days after Michael Brown was murdered. All right. That's another reason why I wanted to bring that story, because everything was in full, tilt with Michael Brown. All the focus was over there and on Vondaire Myers and all of it, and Jimmy Powell and all the other cases that were breaking. And I didn't want this brother to get lost in the fray. You see? So, but alas, he was found suspended from a swing set of a trailer park on August 29th. A state medical examiner and county coroner ruled his death a suicide. Lacey's family questioned local authorities' handling of the case and contacted the state national and contacted the NAACP, which requested the federal investigation. The family has said that neither a belt used in the hanging nor shoes found on the body belonged to Lennon. A private pathologist hired by the NAACP, Christina Roberts, criticized the way the body was handled at the death scene. In a report, Christina said she told a state medical examiner that the suicide conclusion was based... Wait just a second. In a report, Christina said she was told by a state medical examiner that the suicide conclusion was based on information provided by investigators at the scene. Okay, that's some bullshit. Understand what we just read, everybody. All right? The state medical examiner told this lady, who was hired by the NAACP, the state medical examiner told her that they arrived at the conclusion of suicide based on information provided by investigators at the scene. Okay, did you examine the body to determine? Did you look at photographs? Did you look at, they told me. That's not good enough. And y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, North Carolina is dingy any damn way. All right? They are dingy as shit. Dingy. Anyways, moving on. So, Christina said the examiner, Deborah somebody, told her she would consider revising the manner of death as undetermined if provided by investigators with convincing new evidence. Deborah, who conducted the Lacey autopsy, could not be reached for comment on Friday. So that is the same bitch that did the damn autopsy. So she did the autopsy, but she gets her conclusion of what her findings are from the investigators on the scene and not her own personal findings. This has got shadiness written all over it. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. And classic, could not be reached for comment on Friday. Classic white devil bitch. Classic. Classic. Do your dirt, and then I can't be reached for comment. You see? And this is a picture I'm sick and tired of seeing, you guys. I'm sick and tired of having to see families and shit at microphones with Christian-ass goddamn pastors and broken hearts and shit because we've been wronged yet again. It is time to fight back. It is time for violence. In this case, the bitch won't comment on Friday. We show up at her house. You see? You show up at the bitch's house. And everybody else down there that's involved in this. You stalk the damn police station. You fucking blast on it. Because all we're doing is standing and waiting and asking the white devil for some shit. I'm sick of seeing these pictures. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the broken-hearted families. I'm over it. I'm over it. Okay, John David, the Bladen County District Attorney, said Friday he asked the FBI to review the case shortly before Thanksgiving, before the NAACP and the Lacey family told him they would provide information only to the federal authorities. That's probably a lie. Bitch probably waited. Once the family was like, no, we want the FBI, then here he comes, late fucking Johnny to the spot. No, you didn't, bitch. That's a lie. David asked anyone with information on the case to contact authorities. Well, you could have did that before. You see, that sounds like I'm springing into action Johnny come lately. Because now here comes the FBI and all of it. So we bomb his house too. Shit. Take no damn prisoners, goddamn. Not only is the case open, but our minds are open, David told reporters. Together, we're going to seek justice. That's a political statement. Here you come after the fact. Now, this is the Bladen County District Attorney, and we know how much faith we have in district attorneys because they always indict police officers, and they always stand against their own, everybody. Give me a damn break. This bitch is a Johnny-come-lately, and he's marked for death. Period. The damn end. David said the local investigation was professional, thorough, and extensive. Then why is the FBI coming in? Because you're lying. That's why. You see? Just contradicted himself. Oh, I asked for the FBI to come in before even Thanksgiving, before the NAACP and the family got involved. But then now he says that the investigation was professional, thorough, and extensive. Then why would you need to call the FBI in? Because you're lying, because you're a fucking devil. Investigators took photographs and measurements, made diagrams, and interviewed witnesses, he said. The family has questioned whether investigators took photographs and whether those photographs were provided to that dumb bitch medical examiner that we just talked about earlier. David said he could not discuss details of the case. See? Because the bitch didn't have anything that... Listen, I suspected that when we was up here reading this. Remember? I go, well, wait a second now. Did you look at any photographs? Did you look at anything? Did you look... I mean, was there anything? No, well, they told me. And now we get down here, and that's backed up by his response. The family has questioned whether the investigator took photographs and whether those photographs were provided to that dumb bitch medical examiner whose house we're going to bomb. And he says, David said he could not discuss details of the case. They're so fucking transparent. Up here he's, I called in the FBI. We're confident about our investigation. It was professional, thorough, and extensive, and we did it all. Now, okay, so did you share the pictures with the dumb bitch medical examiner? Well, we can't discuss the case. Barber of the NAACP, that's, what was his name? William J. Barber, yeah. Okay, Barber of the NAACP said that it's impossible, that it's possible the teenager committed suicide and that his family is prepared to accept. Wait a minute. Barber of the NAACP said that it's possible the teenager committed suicide and that his family is prepared to accept the truth. But he said the family is not prepared to accept what Barber described as a hurried and incomplete investigation. I don't like the sound of that, you guys. I don't. I don't like the sound of that. First of all, he's the fucker from the NAACP. He's probably some fat bitch. All right? And you don't say that. You're not the attorney, and you're not the family. All the shit is shady, so you don't come out and say it said it's possible the teenager committed suicide. Wait just a second. You're not one of the family members, and you're not the attorney. You're not authorized to make that fucking statement. You don't ever give any leverage to your fucking enemy. See, that's what I'm telling you guys. These fucking people filled with that Christian bullshit. Fuck all of them, dude. They're always trying to come out and be important and shit. Damn, you don't ever. The white man don't ever concede shit. You don't fucking. I'm over it. I'm not. Fuck it. I'm over it. And then they want to always come out and speak for the family. Can speak for their goddamn self. But said the family is not prepared to accept what Barbara describes as a hurried and incomplete investigation. This fat bitch has some ties down there, I'm telling you. He's trying to look important to the fucking massa, and he just fucking earned his coon crown. Period. Here we go. At a fucking church meeting. What'd I tell you? You guys, listen. Oh my God. Let me take a sip of my tea. Hold on. My pressure is fucking going up. I'm telling you. Ugh. I have not read this. And what I tell you. At a church meeting. There you go. I'm telling you, them churches are houses of death. We're never going anywhere as long as more than 80% of our people are wrapped in that goddamn Christian vomit. We're not going anywhere as a people. We're not. At a church meeting in Bladenboro on December 1, Barber, there his ass is again, asked the gathering, quote, if a white man's body was found hanging in a black neighborhood, would there have been a rush to judgment? Well, of course not. Well, actually, yeah, they would have been like, yeah, they did it. Because they would say no white man would come to a black neighborhood to kill himself. Anyways, Barber has said Lacey's body was found in a predominantly white area of Bladenboro in southeastern North Carolina, about 100 miles from Raleigh. Though Barber has raised the possibility that Lacey was lynched, he told the church gathering that the young man's death was, quote, not a... oh my God. I'm going to throw something at my goddamn computer. Urgh! Though Barber has raised the possibility that Lacey was lynched, he told the church gathering that the young man's death was, quote, not a race issue but a death issue. Do you see this vomit, you guys? Listen, how are you going to say it's a lynching, but it's not a fucking race issue? Oh, because there's such a long, untold history of white lynchings in this country where white people were just hanging from the trees. We all know that. I'm telling you, that fucking Christian bullshit has got to fucking go. It is anthrax on our goddamn people. It is. I'm over it. On Friday, Barber called the FBI investigation a great step forward toward justice and part of an effort to crack the small town code that he alleged has covered up errors in handling the death scene. Listen, we got to fucking start killing off coons. First of all, we got to get rid of that Christian bullshit. That shit has got to fucking go on our people. You either got to go be a goddamn atheist or pick another goddamn religion. Because that shit is not religion and it has nothing to do with anything holy. Period. So we got to get rid of that shit, and we got to get rid of fucking coons and people that are not fucking have the interests of their heart, the interests of our people at heart only. ONLY, capitalized, bold, underlined. Only. You see what I'm saying? He's jeopardizing the goddamn investigation, if you ask me. I'm over it. I'm over it. Anyways, now I want to go to, there's a news clip that's associated with this that I also found. So we're going to go to that now, and then I may have a couple of remarks on the other side, and we'll be done with this piece. All right, let's go to this. I look for him and I don't see him. I listen for him and I don't hear him.
The last time Claudia Lacey saw and heard her 17-year-old son, Lennon Lacey, was around the time he snapped this selfie. The caption, "Last night pic before the game." Lennon was a high school student in Bladenboro, North Carolina, and a lineman on the football team focused on a professional football career.
He was a physical fit 17-year-old, very athletic, very athletic, down to his food, everything he drank.
But Lennon had asthma and had to exercise outside at night after the temperature dropped, something his family said he did often. Lennon headed out for a walk the night of August 28th. They never saw him alive again. The next morning.
It's a black male subject. Hanging from the swing. Yeah, he's hung himself.
Lennon's body was found dangling, covered in fire ants, in the center of a mobile home park.
It's out in the open. There's trailers all around. People work, you know, around the clock at these hours of the day. Someone should have saw something, but no one have seen anything.
It was unreal. It was like a dream. It was like I was not seeing what I was seeing.
The state medical examiner's office declared Lennon's death a suicide, but Lennon's mother believes they're wrong.
He didn't do this to himself.
Do you believe your son was lynched?
Yes.
Pierre Lacey is Lennon's brother.
He may either been strangled somewhere else and then placed there, or he was hung there while people were around watching him die.
When questioned by state investigators, Lennon's mom said he'd been depressed because a relative had died recently. Lacey says she did not mean that he suffered from depression.
When you just lose someone close to you, you're going to be depressed, upset in the morning.
Lennon's family says he was focused on football and college and distracted by his ex-girlfriend. His mother says 17-year-old Lennon had been dating a 31-year-old white woman. The age of consent in North Carolina is 16. Still, some people in this small southern town did not like it. Lennon's mother did not like their dramatic age difference.
I was shocked, disappointed, and I also initially told him how I felt. I did not approve of it.
In the wake of his hanging, some wondered if he was killed because he was in an interracial relationship. Racial tension can often exist just below the surface, and here it can break through. Local news covered a Ku Klux Klan rally in a nearby county just weeks before Lennon's body was found.
Are there people in this community who didn't like that a 17-year-old black male and a 31-year-old white female?
A week after Lennon was buried, a teenager was arrested for desecrating his grave. Reverend William Barber leads the North Carolina conference of the NAACP.
There are too many questions, and it very well could be a lynching or a staged lynching. We don't know, but what we do know is there has to be a serious and full investigation of these matters.
The NAACP hired forensic pathologist Christina Roberts to review the case, including Dr. Deborah Radish's autopsy completed for the state. Her first concern, basic physics. Lennon was 5'9". The crossbar of the swing set is 7.5 feet off the ground. With no swings or anything else found at the scene that Lennon could have used, according to the NAACP's review, how did he get up there?
His size, his stature does not add up to him being capable of just constructing all of this alone in the dark.
According to the police report, the caller, a 52-year-old woman, was able to get the 207-pound teen down.
Do I need to try to get him down? If you can.
Then, seconds later.
I'm letting him down.
According to the NAACP review, Dr. Radish also noted that she was not provided with photographs or dimensions of the swing set. Without this information, she would be unable to evaluate the ability to create this scenario. Lacey says she told state investigators the belts used to fashion the noose did not belong to Lennon.
I know every piece and every stick of clothes this child has. I buy it. I know.
The initial report from the local medical examiner, however, notes that the belts appeared to be dog leashes. According to the NAACP's review, Radish said she thought some portion must be missing because there was no secondary cut in either belt, a cut that would have been made to take the body down. And Lennon's family says he left home that night wearing size 12 Air Jordans, but he was found wearing these size 10.5 Air Force Ones, shoes that were not with Lennon's body when he arrived at the medical examiner's office, according to the NAACP review.
He's going to walk a quarter mile from his house in a pair of shoes that's 2 sizes too small after he takes off his new pair of shoes. And this is a 17-year-old black kid with a brand new pair of Jordans on. He's going to take those Jordans off and just get rid of them and put on some shoes that's not his. We don't know where he got them from. No laces in them, and continue to walk down this dirt road late at night to a swing set in the middle of the trailer park and hang himself.
And there are questions in the NAACP review about Lennon's death being ruled a suicide. Dr. Radish noted that her determination of manner of death in this case as suicide was based on the information she was provided by law enforcement and the local medical examiner. She would have likely called the manner of death pending while awaiting toxicology and investigation, but the local medical examiner had already signed the manner of death as suicide. However, in the summary of the case written the day Lennon was found, the local medical examiner asks, "Did he hang himself? Will autopsy tell us?" and left the conclusion on the manner of death pending. We asked to interview Radish, who declared the death a suicide. Instead, a department spokesperson sent CNN a statement confirming the conversations between Roberts and Radish in writing, "The comments that were released by the NAACP were a synopsis of the professional exchange between the NAACP's independently retained forensic pathologist and Dr. Radish." Local police and state investigators declined to speak with CNN on camera for this story.
We don't have confidence in this local group here to be able to carry out the depth level of the investigation that needs to be done.
Now, the FBI is reviewing the circumstances surrounding Lennon's death.
That's all I've asked for, what is due, rightfully to me and my family. Justice, prove to me what happened to my child.
Well, as for the local police department, because of its small size, it's an 11-person department. It says it referred this case to the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation. Now, so far, that agency has only acknowledged that it has the case, but had no further comment.
Now, there's so many problems with that. There's so many problems. First, I decided to end on this still shot because there's that damn cross that's got my people fucked up in the mind, that has stolen the soul and the character out of my people. There it is. And you'll notice when they were sitting there talking to the reporter, there's a picture of a black Jesus. At least it was a black Jesus. Thank God for that. But nonetheless, you can see it was like all the colors and like alphabets and stuff. So that's probably someplace where they teach children. So at a young age, these kids are being indoctrinated into that Christian fucking lie. And I'm over it. You're already stealing the character and the soul out of these kids. I'm going to come back to that. But the other thing I want you to go back and watch is when the caller, the very first when the caller calls, when they first put those quotes up on the screen, the person calling says there's a black male subject hanging, or out there hanging or something like that. He hung himself or committed suicide. Regular civilians don't use that type of language. Black male subject. You see? And when you look at the area where he was at, there was all kind of windows facing that damn area. The way those trailers are arranged and shit. Somebody saw something, and this was a goddamn lynching. I'm proclaiming it. I'm proclaiming it. God damn it. 1 and 1 makes 2. If it looks like a goddamn duck, it is a duck. Shit. So that's a problem. And just even the damn county coroner bitch just declaring it a damn suicide when she's done no investigating at all. She's done nothing. And you want me to believe that a 17-year-old boy would take off a pair of goddamn brand new Jordans? Come on. It wouldn't go on. Oh no, I don't want to kill myself in these. If anything, when people commit suicide, we have history that informs us that, you know, you've seen where people put on their very best. You know, soldiers put on their uniform and everything before they kill themselves, and all kind of stuff we've seen. You see, so this is clearly a lynching. I mean, we don't need anybody to tell us that. All right, we know this. We don't have to be forensic pathologists and all of it. We know what's going on here. All right. All we got to do is use our damn common damn sense. I also want you to go back and notice the Klan rally. Notice that all those fucking Klan people were wearing dark sunglasses. But look at the style of sunglasses they were wearing. Those were police, you guys. Oh, the Jedi. Like I said, you got to get up early and stay up late. I ain't going to catch everything, but goddammit, it's a lot of shit that's not getting past me. Go back and look. They were wearing glasses, dark sunglasses, and they all seemed to be the same type of sunglasses. And they all seemed to be the type that police wear. I was also struck by the police guarding them. And notice the police weren't facing the protesters. They were facing out. Like protecting them. Go back and look at that fucking Klan rally. Alright? It's some bullshit. The other thing I want to say about this, because I always have to show you guys contrast. I'm always telling you all the anomalies and all the shit that happens to my Christian brothers and sisters don't happen to the Muslim. You've got no equivalent of that happening to the Muslims. Well, why are you bringing that now, Jedi? Well, because I have to show contrast and context. And I also have to tell you that no 17-year-old Muslim boy would be seeing a 30-something-year-old white lady. You see, let's even forget the fact that she's white. That's insignificant right now. It's significant, and I'm going to touch on that. But what I'm telling you right now is insignificant. I'm trying to say to you, you see, because Muslim men and boys, you don't engage with women at all. You can't even shake their hand unless it's your mother or your elder or your grandmother or your sister or somebody in your family. God has ordained it because he knows the temptation of women. So Muslim men, they ain't gonna be caught up in situations. You see? So if alas he was lynched because of his relationship with this woman, you see, no 17-year-old boy is going to be involved with anybody, because you're not going to be even checking for no female until you're ready to marry her. Period. And then when you date her, you still can't touch her. But you can go out and have dates and have conversation, but you have to be chaperoned. You see, Islam is perfection. You see, like I tell you, it's the way that Muslims live their life. The way that God has ordained for you to live your life is the way that keeps you out of all of this mess. It is your protection. But my people are still following this vomit that the white man sold you. That God came as a man, or that he sent a son, and that he died for all your sins. And none of that is true. Not one single bit of that is true. I also love how the mother said, she goes, you know, like I know his clothes because I'm the one that damn buys them. That's a very powerful statement right there. You see what I'm saying? Definitely true, but so undisputable. Like, yeah, he's 17. You know what I mean? Like, okay, he's 17. He may have had a job, but still, most 17-year-olds don't buy their own damn clothes. Shit. That's just a fact. And as I said, the damn NAACP do, again, a fat-ass Christian pastor. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. But alas, so he's going to say this is not a, remember in the article, he's the fat bitch that said it's not a race issue but a death issue, and yet you got the fucking Klan out there? That's a coon, y'all. He even still got the damn Jerry curl. That should tell you right there. Now, come on now. But the Jerry curl, though. Stop playing. Anyways, I don't want this to get too long, you guys. I just wanted to, you know, bring this update on this damn case. I do highly recommend and, you know, encourage you to go back and watch this CNN clip again. I was going to do it in screenshot and walk through it, but that would have just been, you know, so, but you should go back and watch it again so you can see the things that I was pointing out. You know, and maybe you'll even find something else. Like I say, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. And maybe you'll, you know, catch some things that I didn't catch. You know, but anyways, I'm just gonna leave it there. I will just say that anyone under the sound of my voice that has not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you come on board and join my army of troops. And I do want everyone to put up a damn thumbnail picture, you guys. I'm telling you, the day is coming soon and very soon where I'm going to stop communicating with people that don't have pictures. I don't do well talking to walls. I don't. I just don't. So I need you guys to put up a picture of yourself. I need you to do that. And again, anyone who's under the sound of my voice that has not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have your subscription. And as always, to my troops, I need you guys to share the videos. I want to again say thank you to John Willard, who has been the most dedicated with sharing the videos. I appreciate the work of everyone here on the channel. I do. But I'm highlighting John because he stands out above all. And I just want to give proper credit. So, thank you so much. And so again, you guys, share the videos. Share the videos. Share the videos. That's how we take our message around the world. Alright, I love you guys all for listening and watching. This is the Jedi.